very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chico the Cabia Mapuni, Chineke, and Son of the Wena Isala, Nina, and Akosa, Nana Jama, and Yana Farosi, Okonana, all the other then saw no one but you know what? I would like you to believe that Simon Ekpa is the cause of this. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not possible. I have come. Look with you. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you. You keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own action. They grouped them. Al-Qaeda in the Nigeria, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. El-Rufai brought them in. All the same government brought them in. Are you deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show. Somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where would the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, We don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money. You come to Ohadi, you come to everybody, you come to Agulere, you come to Ebo, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building a way to be able, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for you, one Nigeria. I think you are insane. You come to my land, you take our oil, you take our gas, you take our manpower, you take everything, our VAT, our tax and pay. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger. Airport. Refinery. You take oil, put oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum. And you're telling me that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. You are in one Nigeria. You are not going anywhere and you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money so that they will come out. Pages of the newspaper to give the world giving the impression that everything is okay. When things are go and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back to say Nigeria is one. You must stay in it together. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, say Nigeria is not working. You are marginalized. You are being discriminated against. You are suffering. They are killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I mean, Democrats have subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Ekpa Njoku to President Biden. In it, Ekpa said, come and help us fight terrorism in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep trotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said that because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not people. When I say it, they say I'm insulting them. No, I'm not insulting you. Most of them think in Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where our umbilical cord, our long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou. Biafra, my right, my right. They turned it from now to terrorism.
Breaking news reaching us now, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has been arrested, extradited to Nigeria, and is right now being arraigned at the Federal High Court in Abuja. Kanu is facing charges bordering on treasonable felony instituted against him at the Federal High Court.
It was an unjust war.
Long ago, in the heart of Biafra, a nation was born from the ashes of war. A war that scarred the land and its people, yet it never killed the spirit of freedom.
The war aim of Biafra is purely to prevent ourselves being slaughtered, nothing more.
It was in this land, scarred by conflict, that Nnamdi Kanu was born, a son destined to revive the dream of independence for Biafra.
And if anybody is going to judge our success and failure in this war, it will have to depend on how much we have prevented the enemy from killing us.
Raised with the echoes of his ancestors' struggles, Kanu understood that the wounds of war ran deep in the hearts of his people. The scars from the Biafran War, which ravaged the land and cost countless lives, had never healed. The dream of an independent Biafra, broken but not forgotten, lived on in the hearts of those who survived. It was these voices, these memories, that called him to action. As Nnamdi Kanu grew, so did his voice. He became a preacher of justice, a messenger for those who were unheard. He spoke not just for his generation, but for all those whose lives were shattered by the war. The pain of the past was alive within him, and his words resonated with the cries of the oppressed.
That's why they're detained. Their children have been there for a very long time. Advocacy is in detention. Umar is in detention. And DSS, they don't bring them to court. The families are here. The family is there as well. I was with them. Musa Kalamo is also there. Belief is also there.
But as Kanu's message spread, so did the fear of the establishment. His calls for self-determination grew louder, shaking the very foundations of the government. They feared the revival of a Biafran spirit, one that could awaken the wounds of the past and ignite a new conflict. And so, they moved against him. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, his body captured, but his spirit unbroken. The authorities believed that imprisoning him would extinguish the fire he had started. But they failed to understand the depths of his cause. The pain of the war, the bloodshed of the past, was not something easily forgotten. It was a flame that could never be fully extinguished. His arrest became a symbol of the struggle that began in the blood-soaked fields of the Biafran War. The demand for freedom was still alive. The fight for justice continued, not just for Nnamdi Kanu, but for all the lives lost, for all the children born into a world of scars. The fight for Biafra is not just his fight. It is the fight of all those who have ever dreamed of a free land. And though the past may haunt the present, the future is still unwritten. As long as the story of Nnamdi Kanu is told, as long as the voices of his people rise, the dream of Biafra lives on. Arrested again, 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 and yet again.
I agitate for Biafra. I agitate for Biafra, my right to agitate, my right. They turned it from treasonable felony now to terrorism.
This is Nnamdi Kanu speaking. Biafra land, listen. They thought they could silence me, but they didn't just cage me. They caged your spirit. They made you forget that our land still bleeds, that our people still suffer, that nothing has changed. 5 years in chains. But what about you? Are you not free? Or have they bound your voice with fear? The struggle was never about me, it was about you, your children, your land, your future. So I ask you, where is the fire that once burned in your heart? Where is the voice that once roared for freedom? Wake up! Rise again. Speak. Act. Remember who you are. This is Nnamdi Kanu.
The prayer of David from the book of Psalm, chapter 7. And I will pray in English because a lot of people are listening all over the world. I mean, a lot. Millions are listening all over the world. And I want them to follow our proceedings this very evening. Very, very critical, very, very important that we do so. O Lord, my God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, we take refuge in you. Save and deliver us from all that pursue us. Because if you look away from us, they will tear us apart like a lion and rip us to pieces with no one to rescue us. Because the world is against Biafra for no reason. We are hated, we are despised for no discernible reason. Only thee, O Lord God Almighty in heaven, is our Savior, not man. You must come to our rescue because you are our Lord and you are our God. If we have done this, if I have done anything, if there is guilt on my hands, if I have repaid anybody, be it friend or an adversary, with evil or without cause, have done wrong to any man or woman, then let the Fulani Janjaweed pursue and overtake me. Let them trample down my life to the ground and make me sleep in the dust. Arise, O Elohim, Adonai El Shaddai, in your anger, rise up against the rage of the Fulani Janjaweed Caliphate and the Zoological Republic. You will rise and you will fight for your children. You will awake, O Heavenly Father, Lord God Almighty, the creator of the heavens and the earth, the owner of the universe, for you must decree justice. Let your children and all men and of goodwill gather around you while you sit on top of your throne in the highest of the heavens, the habitation that only thee can ever occupy. Only you, O Heavenly Father, will judge the people. You will vindicate me, O Lord. You will vindicate IPOB. You will vindicate your children of Biafra according to our righteousness, according to our integrity. O Most High, bring an end to the violence of the wicked. Bring an end to Fulani Janjaweed violence in our land. Bring an end to the abductions. Bring an end to their kidnappings. Bring an end to their extrajudicial slaughter of the innocent. Bring an end to their forced conversion of Christians into Islam. Bring to an end their mediocrity. Bring to an end their senseless feudal rule. Bring to an end their evil and their deception. Come and secure the righteous, because only you, O God Almighty in heaven, can see in the dark. Only you know the hearts of men. You are our shield. We have nobody. Between 67 and 1970, the whole world ganged up and fought against your children. We did not steal anything from anybody. We did not go after anybody's possession nor inheritance. We were on our own in the land that you gave to our ancestors. They conspired, they connived, they colluded to kill us. Over 5 million people. We are dead at the end of it. You are our shield. We do not trust in any man or in any state. We trust only in thee, because you are God and you always save the upright at heart. Anybody whose heart is clean, O Heavenly Father, to those you do not abandon to their enemies. That is why you cannot abandon IPOB. That is why Biafra can never be abandoned. Because your words are yea and amen. You are God, you're not human. Facebook may have been bought over by Nigeria, and we pray that Twitter will not succumb to their threats and their violence. You are God, and you are an upright and a just judge. But you are also a God that displays his wrath every blessed day. If Fulani Janjaweed do not relent in what they are doing, if the Fulani Caliphate continues to pursue this scorched earth policy of abductions and murder and mayhem, then you, O Lord God in heaven, you will sharpen your sword, you will bend and string your bow, you will prepare your deadly weapons, you will make ready your flaming arrows. Whoever is pregnant with evil conceives trouble and gives birth to disillusionment. That is what is happening in the zoo called Nigeria. Nigeria is pregnant with evil because it conceived trouble and it has now given birth to disillusionment. All the holes that the Fulani Janjaweed are digging for us into that pit, they are falling into one after the other. The trouble that they have caused will always rebound on them. Their violence will come down on their own heads. O Heavenly Father, for we shall give thee thanks always, all the days of our lives, because only thee is righteous. We shall sing songs of praise unto your holy name, O Most High. For as long as there is a child on this earth of Biafran descent and heritage, O Heavenly Father, we shall worship your name and your name alone, now and forevermore, we pray. He said, that was our prayer this evening. We are now going to proceed without further hesitation to bring to you the gospel which I have been mandated by heaven to preach to the children of men. And war. The reason why we gave up was because we felt that God had abandoned us. Because some of you are, of course, most of you are very young. You don't know there's a song called Nkosi. It was played after the war. I can't find it anymore. It says Nkosi Obogini Kinebe Aquarity. Because our people sat down and felt that God had abandoned us, that God cannot be in heaven and such a thing is happening on this very earth. That was why we gave up during the war. But God knew what he was doing. Then we were not ready, mentally and spiritually. I didn't say physically. I said mentally and spiritually. But now we are. And that is why Biafra will come. All these lies. If they like, let them publish tomorrow that they killed 40,000 ESN operatives. Babash. Instead, they're the ones who are dying. And they'll continue to die. Ndara. And as I said, I'm warning them now. You see all those your children schooling abroad, some are in the UK, some are in the US. We have people that will go to prison in the US waiting for them. When I give the order, you will hear what will happen. When I give the order, you will hear what will happen. Let us set an example with a few of them back home first, before we look for your kids abroad. That trouble. Oh my God. You know, I like the scriptures. I want to quote the Bible for them so they understand it. All this Janjaweed claiming that they are commissioner of police. Oh, we are going to do something. We are going to kill them. We will flush them out. We will neutralize them. Oh, you go. Grammar. Grammar. You're speaking too much grammar. We have reconnected on our app. Is wobbling because they are panicking. If they are panicking, this broadcast, they're shaking. We're exposing them. I want to quote the Bible for the zoo. So as I'm quoting it, I want people to please note this down, please. And write it, and I'm Googling it as I'm talking. You know, I can multitask. As you have made women childless. Oh dear. So shall you be childless amongst women. So shall your mother be childless amongst women. It's in the scriptures. Because we are children of light. Anything we are doing, Elohim is there. It's the book of Samuel. 1 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 33. That is this. You know, every day we give them the scriptures. That is the scriptures I want this lucky Irabo, every so-called, one idiot that was at 82 Division in Enugu, a failure at Ahiru, a complete failure at 82 Division in Enugu. He's not the one talking rubbish, as if we don't know him. A complete failure. He went to fight Boko Haram and came back in disgrace. Is the way they made him chief of army staff and he's talking nonsense. I want to read a verse in the Bible, something that in the Torah, the original Bible, something that Samuel said. Not this one, the Europeans added their own to it. The original word of God, the Torah. And Samuel said, as your sword has made women childless, so will your mother be childless among women. And Samuel put Agag to death before the Lord at Gilgal. I want Fulani Janjaweed to understand. As you have made many mothers childless and turned women to widows, so shall you also be childless. Your children will bear. As I said, you see, you know, by the time we are done with what we are doing, the world will record IPOB Nnamdi Kanu as mad people. That's what I want. You people are about to see madness, the type you've never seen before. All that money you're saving, you're accumulating and stealing and depositing in Dubai, UAE government will eat it. All the money you have stolen and put in England, the Bank of England will take it. Your children cannot eat it. Oh, you think you can kill other people's children and you're only walking about very free? You people are jokers, honestly. You people, you are mad. You are insane. We don't forgive. We're not going to forget. You see, everybody you killed at Mpo, National High School, at my house, Isiama Faruku, everybody you killed, we are going to avenge all of them. We are going to avenge all of them. That you may see madness. And then after that, let your children come and enjoy now. Let's see. You think you're smart. You can kill other people's children and your own will be enjoying. Going to Cambridge and on stolen wealth. You must be dreaming. Let me tell you what Samuel said. Shmuel, of course, correct pronunciation. As your sword has killed the sons of many mothers, I think the New Living Translation is better. And I want this quotation everywhere tonight, all over the world. The first book of Samuel, chapter 15, verse 33. Use the New Living Translation. This is for Fulani generals and police commissioners in our land. As your AK-47 has killed the sons of many mothers, now your own mother will be childless. Ponder over it. Very, very important. As they are doing all this, their nonsense, they're saying the North cannot be threatened. These are the people threatening us. You know, that is one thing. Sometimes I wonder the type of journalism you have in Nigeria. The people threatening us, they're in our forest, killing us, and now turning around and saying you cannot threaten us. Hey, Zoo. They're called the Northern Elders Forum. It's from their news today. The North can't be threatened into submitting to separatist agenda. That foolishness of IPOB, everybody is now foolish. That thing we saw many years ago, and they killed us for it. They campaigned against us for it. Now everybody has seen it. Isn't God wonderful? Do you see why I said that IPOB, they are the only chosen people? I'm being honest. They are the only people who, what we saw many years ago, some of you are saying it just last night. The Northern Elders Forum has said no amount of political maneuver by secessionists in parts of the country will threaten the North's political fortune ahead of the 2023 elections, which means they are telling you that we hold the key to Nigeria. That's what I'm telling you. People who are in our forests raping and killing our people, they are telling us that we are the ones threatening them. And newspapers will carry this junk. No, his name is Dr. Hakim Baba Ahmed. And my name is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are not relatives. I don't know who this man is. By blood, by genetic disposition, by religion, by culture, by social inclination, I don't know who they are or where they came from. Just that Britain decided that we saw a bunch of monkeys in Africa. Let's put them together as one country. That's what happened. He described the wave of irredentism. Not the wave of Fulani banditry, no. They think they're clever. And some of you make Fulani feel that they're very clever. They're very foolish. Fulani, you people are the ones threatening us. You are the ones in our forest. Fulani, you are the ones that sent Yoruba people on exile as refugees into Benin Republic. Fulani, it is you. Yoruba young people are rising up. You are now claiming we are separatists, irredentists, or whatever garbage you call it. Because you think we are fools. Because you will use Daily Trust, you will use all these stupid Nigerian media houses to drown everybody out. No, but not us. I will come on air to preach. And millions all over the world will listen. Because what we are preaching is the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. Fulani, you are the problem. But you're the ones complaining because you think we are all foolish. Of course, most of us are in the southern part of the zoo. That is why we must continue to tell the Fulani Janjaweed that they cannot succeed. Nigeria must fall. The zoo must fall. There is no other alternative. You must go back to where you come from. Even the Hausa will reclaim Gobe, which is Sokoto. Mark my words somewhere. Hausa peasants will rise up against Fulani Janjaweedism. They think they're smart, but no, they are not. They have come to the end of the road. They have come into the land of the rising sun, the land of the ancients, where God in his infinite wisdom saw it fit to plant the first human being on this very earth. That is your end. If you don't know, let me tell you now. Let me tell you one thing you don't understand. Ojukwu is our Moses. All God did between 67 and 70 is to show us that there's a land he prepared for us called Biafra. That's all he did. And now this generation is here to get it. And the walls of that Jericho must fall. The zoo must fall. I have a very...
Why don't your group put...
For those who will always say, oh, why don't you win election? Why don't you bring somebody who is going to win election for you? Why don't you go to national conference? Why don't you do this? Listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu answered.
Push for that in a place like the national conference that is going on now to get that kind of autonomy first, rather than now pushing for independence without whether Nigeria wants it or not.
The fact of the matter is that the structures doesn't exist. The institutions that will allow the emergence of a democratic Biafra within a peaceful setting does not currently exist in that very place you call Nigeria. Mind you, that is the name of a river. Up north, you call them Niger, which is French. If you come down a little bit, it is called Niger, which is English. And the people that live around it are called Nigerians. The only place, or part of the only place in Black Africa where you name a people after a river. I have never seen any civilized country in the world where people are named after a river. It's never happened before. The people own the river, not the other way around. By tacitly accepting the word and the tag Nigeria, what it means is that he never had any history until Frederick Lugard came, which is a fallacy, it's an abomination, and nobody should be saying that. Coming back to what you said, there is no way we can run for office as a political party. We tried it with ABGA and it did not work. These issues were thrashed out very well. Is that the people that control the levers of power within Nigeria are not politically sophisticated enough to appreciate the finer points of political discourse. In other words, that disputes resolution can best be conducted within a political setting where people are civilized. And I'm afraid to say that what I see in the zoo they call Nigeria, people are not civilized.
Now, we're out of time, but let me ask you, last week, I believe, the Biafran Zionist movement claimed a responsibility for the attack at the attacks in the Enugu State Government House. Are you familiar with that group, and what was the mission of that attack?
I am familiar with a lot of groups. That name rings a bell. Anybody that can do anything to disrupt the present orthodoxy of governance by a group of very corrupt cabals is welcome. In that regard, I welcome what they did at Enugu, and I hope that people can come out and join us when the time comes to overthrow the very corrupt, inept old men and women in charge of that very place, because Biafra must exist. It's our right to make sure it happens.
All right.
While Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not condemning any group, while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not condemning any group whatsoever, just like I am supporting any group at all, so long as you are fighting against Nigeria. While Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not supporting, is not condemning any group, the people that claim follow him today, they say Simon Ekpa is a terrorist. Simon Ekpa is this. Simon Ekpa is that. After 10 good months of fighting Simon Ekpa, they didn't achieve anything. After 10 months of fighting Simon Ekpa, they didn't achieve anything. Yet, they are now changing tone. Simon Ekpa is a terrorist. Simon Ekpa is the leader of unknown gunmen. Chai! This OG. And they are looking for freedom. You see, the more you blackmail me, the more you are blackmailing yourself. You think you are blackmailing me. You are blackmailing yourself. You don't know that? When the BBC came and do their nonsense disinformation, is it only Simon Ekpa that they showed his picture? Is it only Simon Ekpa? You all were there. All of you were there. You could not even defend yourself. The same Simon Ekpa you are calling all manner of names defended you there. And let me tell you, even when they mentioned Simon Ekpa, the issue they mentioned Simon Ekpa there was not even, I can defend anything I say. All of you, you could not defend yourself, yet, you blackmail me. You think that when you blackmail me, when they want to call name, they call only Ekpa? All of you, your picture were there. Did you see my picture in the write-up? No. My picture was high, my video was hidden in the video. But all of you, your picture was there. Every day you look for Simon Ekpa, you post. Simon Ekpa is one poda. Simon Ekpa is a perima. Simon Ekpa is this. When the thing begin to happen, you think it doesn't, they will call you. And when the issue started, you could not defend yourself. You couldn't defend yourself. BBC did not say it was Simon Ekpa. BBC put your picture, all of you, as you were blackmailing Simon Ekpa, they did not say it was, they put all of your picture. So this one, they say, we are going to kill this one, we are going to kill that one. All of your picture was there. Your video was there. Yet, you will wake up every day to blackmail Simon Ekpa. And every day, if you don't, of course, some of you can never learn. Hatred and jealousy of Simon Ekpa have beclouded the brain that you don't even have at all. I do not know when they are going to learn. They think when they promote Simon Ekpa by calling Simon Ekpa criminal, BBC will come and say Simon Ekpa. All of you, the more you are calling me a terrorist, the way you are calling me a terrorist is the same thing you are calling yourself. You think when you are a terrorist, oh, Jesus Christ. This BBC disinformation should have teach all of you a lesson. You think when you come to social media, because you hate me, because you are jealous of me, because you don't like me, you think when you call me criminal, you are going to pay for everything you say. You are going to pay. You carry my name and blackmail. Simon Ekpa is the leader of a non-government. Simon Ekpa is this one. Simon Ekpa is that one. You see the way BBC is dealing with you people? If anything is going to happen anywhere, you are going to also be dragged into it. And you can't even defend yourself. It's body boss. It's in pataka everywhere.
Of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth.
Yes, I can say that from what I have just listened from you, it is just not ordinary.
Very wonderful. When my lawyers came to see me, I had a discussion with them about how I'm going to defend myself. I told them that
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me on today's program. I appreciate everyone who has connected on this program today, wherever you are joining us from. If you are joining us on YouTube, you are welcome. You are joining on Facebook, you are welcome. If you are joining us on TikTok, you are equally welcome. Wherever you are connected from, if you are joining from Africa, Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, you are joining us from Iran, you are joining us from Israel, you are joining from Iraq, whichever place you are joining us from, you are joining from China or Russia, I appreciate you. If you are joining from Ukraine, I equally welcome you. Wherever you are joining from, I appreciate you and I thank you for joining us. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greetings according to your time zone. Remember, in this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We do not come to this platform to preach hate. We don't come here to attack people or individuals. We don't come here for propaganda or blackmail. All we do in this platform is to present issues the way they are. Most importantly, the issue of Biafra, we present it to the world. Present Biafra to the world as the only remedy to the failed state, Nigeria. That is what we do. And that we will continue to do. It doesn't matter how people feel about it. It's a question of time. You will begin to understand. And when we say Biafra is the only solution, when we present Biafra to the world as the only solution, it does not mean that we are looking down on other regions. The other regions have the entitlement to be whatever they want to be. In Nigeria, as you know, it is a country made up of people from different regions. People who we are not supposed to be in the same country, but we are forced to be one out of selfish interest of the British. We have those in the north who prefer to have a caliphate. We don't have any problem with you having a caliphate. In fact, if that makes you happy, go ahead and get your caliphate. We have those in the southwest. We know in the southwest, they prefer the monarchical system where the Oba speak and that is final. We don't have a problem with that. And in the southeastern region, the old southeastern region, the present south is Lower Kogi, Lower Benue. Those places that is comprises the southeastern region, we have people that love the circular system. A place where people are Republican and they can make their choice. These three entities, and also the Middle Belt. In Middle Belt, we have people of different views also. We are not looking down on any group. But when we say Biafra is the only remedy, what we mean is that once Biafra is free, every other region will equally be free. So the fight for Biafra is not just for the Biafrans alone. It is a fight to save humanity in that contraption called Nigeria. So don't mix it up. Because sometimes when we speak about our Biafranness on how to get our freedom, some people, out of ignorance, begin to fight themselves, thinking that they are fighting the Biafrans. We have seen it over and over again. That is why sometimes we take time to explain issues that you don't want to be free. It is your choice. If you want to remain in captivity, the choice belongs to you. You are entitled to your opinion. I am entitled to mine. I want to be free. You don't want to be free. Fine. Go on with your slavery. Nobody's going to force you. But one thing that we will not accept is you trying to hold us back to join you in your slavery. That will not happen. That is unacceptable, and we will never accept it. So, my fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching, lovers of freedom across the world, Biafrans and non-Biafrans, those that are watching us, we made it clear We are not coming here to instigate violence or attack anybody or individuals, but to set the record straight. Most importantly, today being Monday, you and I know what Monday is to us in the present day agitation. Monday is a day that you cannot forget, whether you are in the agitation or not. We have made a mark with Monday, a day that the Biafran people took their civil disobedience to the highest level. Monday was very, very key. Monday was very, very key to present us to the world today, to make sure that our voices are, to make sure that our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's voice is not silenced, to make sure that his case is not silenced. I bet you Monday, civil disobedience, sit at home, was one of the things that placed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the limelight and made sure that his case was not swept under the carpet. Because from what is happening today, you can see that there were people whose plan were to make sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's image is damaged completely. From what is happening today, it is very easy for you to understand that as people whose only mission was to make sure that everything has to do that we have to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is removed from the picture. But as Chukwu Okikabema hide it, Chukwu Okikabema goes ahead. Before you even have a thought in your mind, he knows what you are thinking. And he will make a way out for his own children. That was why Chukwu Okikabema gave us Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku, who was then holding on to the banner to make sure that the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not wiped out. Kept Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the limelight and made sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continued to be on the front line. He never contested with the position of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He calls Mazi Nnamdi Kanu his leader and called himself a disciple to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He never one day claimed to be the leader of the struggle. He never one day interrupted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He never even disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some of them will say, oh, he said stop sit at home and he didn't. If you're one of those who said he disobeyed, you sit at home, that means you don't know what freedom is all about. When he said he will not take that instruction, there was a reason. And the reason he's not taking that instruction is still the same reason why today we keep the memory of Monday sit at home alive. To keep pressure on the government of Nigeria. That was why he refused to back down on the sit at home. Even when they brought informations and brought all manner of and said, even if it was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that gave that order to stop sit at home, at that point in time, sit at home is necessary more than anything because we had no other means to express our voice. The only way the agitators, the Biafrans, can put pressure on Nigerian government and international community to pay attention is that sit at home. The lawyers tried their best. They won the case for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, yet the government refused to let him go. The international community weighed in. The United Nations Arbitrary Committee gave instruction to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unconditionally. They disobeyed. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu won his case in West African court. Yes, they disobeyed. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu won his case in Kenya. And when all these things are there and were disobeyed, the only thing that remains to be held onto is pressure from the agitating group, from Biafrans. And there was no other way that pressure could come except from action. And one of those actions that is still going on is sit at home, civil disobedience. And there was no way, if you move away from, walk away from that civil disobedience, nobody will talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But that civil disobedience makes the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a front page matter till today. At that time, what you are seeing today, this was a contract they had. Immediately Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, but they could not be able to carry it out because of the presence of Mazi Simon Ekpa. But today, go to social media, you see the kind of attack on the personality and image of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. including from people he fought for, people he created. This was a battle that had started long ago. And the only person that saw that battle clearly was Mazi Simon Ekpa, and he spoke about it. He talked about the IPOB in Nigeria. He also talked about their plans. But people did not pay attention. He talked about the plan to remove Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the picture. And the operation started immediately after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Some of you have forget so easily. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name was removed from so many things. And most of the time, when that name is removed, he will dictate it. And once he makes a progress about it, they will return it back. He was in the front line fighting until they activated the global conspiracy. Nigeria went into contract with the resources in Biafra land, and Finland gave up an innocent citizen of theirs through injustice and human rights abuse. Because they abused the right of Mazi Simon Ekpa by not allowing evidence that he provided the cause to be admitted by court. Finland court refused admitting not even one evidence against Nigeria. And the evidence Nigeria brought, where did they get it from? Concocted, framed evidence gotten from social media. False flag evidence. A country of particular concern. A terrorist country governed by terrorists. I am not saying it. A competent court in Canada said it, not me. So in case you think I'm the one giving you bad name, I am not. A competent court in Finland, in Canada, said that all the political parties in Nigeria, the ruling political parties in Nigeria, are terrorist organizations. So what else do you want me to say? But yet, Finland collected articles, lies from these people and convicted their innocent citizens who have served them on different levels of service, who has no single case for years, more than 2 decades in Finland had no single case. But due to economic interests, they decided to give up our prime minister. And today, you go to media, they unleash war against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see people coming from right, left, and center. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself have seen that his disciple is not there anymore. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu begin to take action. They did everything they can to make Mazi Nnamdi Kanu speak against Mazi Simon Ekpa. They wanted to use Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to turn Biafrans against Mazi Simon Ekpa, but Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said no, because he knows what Mazi Ekpa was doing was the right thing. Mazi Simon Ekpa was only protecting his people, protecting the legacy of the Biafran people, and doing what he had to do. They hate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he refused to join them and destroy Mazi Simon Ekpa and take him out of the way for them to complete their evil. But today, you see them today going to their platform, you see them confessing. Every single one of them, the reason, one of the number one reason they are attacking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu refused to detach himself from his disciple, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku. Today, the only work they have online is to abuse him, insult him, damage his reputation, make sure that they deviate Biafrans from the actual responsibilities. They want to create an image that Biafrans will begin to hate us no matter. But I tell you, you came late. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not force anybody to follow him, to respect him. He earned the respect he has. And when you earn respect, nobody can destroy it. People only begin to doubt you when you force them into respecting you. You cajole them into respecting you. You lie. You manipulate them into respecting you. But when you earn respect, you earn it. You allow people to think within themselves, get to conclusions, see things by themselves, and they accept you. Nobody is going to destroy your reputation. That is why you see them online today crying and shouting right, left, and center. Even people who are not Biafrans, when they see them shout and talk, they laugh at them. For some of you who are online saw the video I made about the one that called herself Neka. In her last interview, in that platform where they pay for her to go and attack Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in VOP. Unfortunately, her last appearance in VOP backfired. Joe Hanson gave her a question that she never believed was coming. You can imagine, to an extent, she began to tell Joe Hanson that he is partial. That program was very, very exposing. That program that was held in VOP was very, very exposing. Many of you that were here, we analyzed the program. If you are not here, go and check that program that I did. The live stream I did, where I analyzed that woman and her program in VOP. You will see how evil that woman is. You see how dedicated they are to bring the image of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu down. Just like Mazi Simon Ekpa said on the video I played, because of your hatred for Mazi Simon Ekpa, because of your envy, because of your jealousy, you are destroying your own self. You saw her say in that program that because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu refused to join them in their evil act against his disciple, that is why they are attacking him. Every single one of them. Today, many of them who has now realized that it was all a propaganda. What they were doing all this while against Mazi Simon Ekpa was all propaganda. Many of them have turned back. They have apologized and they have moved on and straightened up. Some of them today have become St. Paul. St. Paul, who persecuted the Christians at the end of the day, became the highest and greatest preacher. We have seen many St. Pauls rising up today. For me, I don't have anything with anybody. It is much more important that you find out the truth by yourself. Then when you change, you come back to your senses. The little ones that are still remaining. There are still some remaining, even under the section that claim that they are following Mazi Simon Ekpa. There are still some under the IPOB who are still bent on wallowing in idiocy and stupidity. Some of them are so ashamed because of what they have done in the past. They cannot take their word back. That is why it is very important to be careful whatever you say and how you say it. Don't say things when you're not too sure. It is not compulsory that we must all come online and shout and talk or jump on issues. Once the informations are not clear to you, don't say, don't speculate. Don't speak on facts. So that when you are being called, you can be able to do it. Just like I do my programs in all my programs. Whatever I say in my program, face me, face to face, call it a debate or whatever. I will defend every single thing I say. With evidence. With evidence. But just like that woman that is jumping around, calling Mazi Nnamdi Kanu names and all, every single thing she said, even though she claimed to be a journalist, she couldn't even investigate any single thing. In that interview, she was asked, everything she was doing was speculation. They write a script for her and give to her. And she jumped into the media and began to shout and talk. At the end of the day, when you go and investigate, you see that everything she's talking, she was asked on that interview. And she confirmed that she had no evidence. It was based on what she saw online, based on what she had. And she called herself a journalist, based on wrong informations. You hit your chest and begin to castigate the supreme leader of IPOB. The only reason you will do that is because you are working for somebody, either a person or group. It is because you're working for either a person or a group. And will never, ever forgive you. You will definitely pay for your crime. No matter how long it takes, you are going to pay for your crime, and the time is near. The time is fast approaching. You will pay, and you will pay dearly. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, wherever you are watching this program from, I welcome every one of you. And remember, today is Monday. For those of you who are with me on YouTube where I'm hosting the program, you can see the title there. Keep Monday Sit at Home Alive. The secret war against Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra exposed. Ekpa, Simon Njoku, ESN was right. This is the topic we are discussing today. And as always, we will do justice to this very topic. Hold your breath. A lot is happening. Don't get distracted. First of all, I have to thank all the Biafrans that are still keeping the sit at home alive. Because regardless the propaganda and blackmail, regardless the number of people who are still participating, there are people who have said, who have taken upon themselves that very call will continue. The memory of Monday Sit at Home continues. There are videos still coming out from several places, locked down. And most importantly, in this month of remembrance of our heroes, I hope you are preparing. Because 30th May is fast approaching. And you know, 30th May is not just a sit at home, it is a total lockdown, shutdown of the entire nation. Shutdown of the entire Biafran nation. 30th May. It is fast approaching. The day we remember our heroes. This year own is extraordinary because a lot is going to happen. Most importantly, the declaration, Sokoto Declaration. I can't wait to hear the Sokoto Declaration. Sokoto Declaration that we delivered in conjunction with Mike Arnold in the United States of America, with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I can't wait to hear and see the content of that Sokoto Declaration. Already, the zoo is panicking. The enemies are panicking. That is why you see them today fighting like wounded lions. When they hear about that Sokoto Declaration, they don't know what is coming. They are predicting and they are restless. And that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does very well. That's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does very well. That's when they speak, they know how to get these people worked up. You can't hear the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu statement that remain the same. Mazi Simon was able to key into that spirit that whenever he speaks, the House of Assembly, the Nigerian military, all of them will become media warriors. They begin to shout and run up and down. They begin to confess. They said the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu while he was once he entered into broadcast, Asoro could be stand still listening. Today is Monday. We are keeping that memory alive. And wherever you are on this planet Earth, we have a responsibility to keep Monday Sit at Home Civil Disobedience alive. That is the only way we can be able to keep the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on the front line. And I bet you, even the governors, they remember him every month. Soludo every Monday. You will remember that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. Hope Uzodinma every Monday. All the politicians every Monday, they will remember. It doesn't matter. They will always remember. And the world, the entire world, whenever they focus their satellite on Biafra, they will see movement is not the way it's supposed to be. And questions should be asked. And we will continue that until we are completely free. Nobody's being forced. Nobody is enforcing it. Right from day one, nobody has enforced it. It has always been the propaganda from Soludo and Go and all the politicians pushing their propaganda, creating false flag to paint us evil. But I think Chukwu will get them to the level we are today. The more we go further, the more we get matured, and The agitation is getting more mature than ever. So my fellow Biafrans that are watching, great people of Biafra, lovers of freedom, defenders of justice, and all those joining us from different parts of the world, wherever you are watching from today, I welcome you to this important broadcast. Please share this screen. If you have not yet shared this program, share it massively. That is the only support you can give here. Like and share this program, this live stream massively. Invite others to join. Share on your WhatsApp group, on your own contact, on X. Share it. Let this message reach every home, every community, every supporter of justice and freedom across the world. Today we are speaking on a very sensitive and important topic. The need to keep the memory of Monday sit at home alive. Maintain pressure on the Nigerian government and international community for the release of our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The controversy around our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa case and his release, and the propaganda against Biafra self-determination. This is what we are going to discuss today, and we will try as much as possible to do justice to it. My brothers and sisters, lovers of freedom across the world, friends and foes that are watching us, this discussion is not about hatred. It is not about violence. It is about memory. This discussion is about memory, about justice, about political expression, about human rights, and the power of collective resistance through peaceful civic action. That's what it's all about. Before we continue, let us remember all those who have lost their life in the cause of political unrest, insecurity, and conflict in the southeast and across Nigeria. Every innocent life matters. Every family affected by violence deserves peace, justice, and healing. My wonderful people that are watching, the Monday sit at home become more than just a week action. It became much more than just a weekly action. For us, it became a symbol of solidarity, a symbol of remembrance, a symbol of protest against what we believe is injustice and political marginalization. Whether people agree with it or not, nobody can deny that the Monday sit at home created global attention around the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the wider conversation surrounding Biafra's self-determination. Whether you agree with us or not, you cannot deny that fact. That the observation of this civil disobedience created global attention around the whole world on the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and self-determination itself. And this morning, we must ask important questions. Why has this issue remained unresolved for so long? Why has this issue remained unresolved for so long? Why does the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continue to generate international debates without resolution? Why are there many narratives, accusations, propaganda, campaign, and political counterattacks surrounding Biafra agitation? Why? And why do many supporters believe that the struggle has become not only political, but also connected to identity, connected to rights, freedom of expression, and historical memory. My people, movement around the world survive because people refuse to forget. We will never forget. We will never forget as long as we live and as long as there is a Biafran person alive. That is why in this month of remembrance, this month of May, as we approach our Remembrance Day, we keep on going back to issues and keep the memory alive. We will never forget. Movement around the world survive because people refuse to forget. Just like we, the Biafrans, we have refused to forget and we will never, ever forget. History teaches us that when people keep memory alive, government are forced to listen. International institutions are forced to pay attention. The world begin to ask questions. That is why we must keep the when we talk about keeping the memory of this statue, it is more than important that we keep the memory alive. No matter what anybody is saying, it doesn't matter how you feel or what you think. We must keep the memory of the sit-at-home alive. We must keep the memory alive wherever you are. And I thank you, that many Biafrans are doing the needful. The Monday sit at home to us became a weekly reminder that unresolved political grievance still exists. You see why it is important to keep that memory alive. To many of us, those of us who are in this journey, genuinely, Monday sit at home has become a weekly reminder that there is unresolved political grievance that still exists. We actually know that not everybody that supports it, not everybody that is in line with it, and people are entitled to their opinion, including Biafra, some of them. You are entitled to whatever decision or your opinion you have. And we know that not everyone agrees with the strategy. But the most important thing is that, is the strategy working? Was there anything that was achieved through that strategy? If you deny it, you are a liar. If you deny it, that the civil disobedience did not make him part, the Monday civil disobedience did not make him part, if you deny it, you are a liar. You are lying to yourself. We know that some business owners complain about economic hardship. Some citizens fear insecurity. Some believe it should end. Others believe it remains necessary as a form of civil pressure. We have the differences, we know. But every one of us do agree that freedom doesn't come cheap. Nobody will hand you freedom in a platter of gold. It requires sacrifice. And this is one of those sacrifices that we have to make. And many people have been making that sacrifice today for more than 4 years. And they're still going on. And we are ready to go on until our voice is heard. These debates are normal in every political movement. The debates are normal. Some people will agree, some will not agree. Some will say yes, some will say no. You are entitled to your opinion. But at the same time, when you sit back, you calculate and see the plus and minus, then you know where to follow. It's not something you fight over. There is one thing nobody can deny. One thing nobody can deny, no matter where you belong. The issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains in international conversation because supporters continue to speak, organize, protest, keep public attention alive. This is the only reason Nigerian government cannot sweep the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu under the carpet. If not for what we are doing and what the Biafran people are doing, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would have been gone for long. But the pressure from Biafran people, as we continue to speak, as we continue to organize, as we continue to protest across the world, we keep public attention alive. That is the reality that you can never deny. It is this our noise making that made the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be on the front line today. Even in the case of Christian genocide, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case is in the front. And I bet you, we can't stop. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. That is why Nigerian government is introducing different kinds of confusions. They introduce different kinds of methods, bring different kinds of people to push them into the discourse, to confuse us. And some people are very, very confused. They have brought many people over, and they are speaking from both sides of their mouth. But I bet you, no matter who you are going to pay the price when the time comes. Now, let us talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself, because today is his day. Today can be called as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Day. That is how some of us identify it. Some of us call Monday Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Day. To us, the supporters of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he is seen as a political figure, advocating for self-determination and the rights of the Igbo people and the Biafrans entirely. Other groups who feel marginalized. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not just for the Igbos. It's not just for the Biafrans. Not even just for Africans. Not just for black race. For everyone that is oppressed across the world. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for humanity. Whether one supports him or not, there is a larger principle here. Whether you support Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or you don't support him, there is a larger principle here. The principle of fair legal process, political dialogue, and peaceful resolution of national disputes. Many people continue to call for the release of our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because they believe political problem requires political solution, not endless confrontation. And as you and I know, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today is a political prisoner. That's what he is. So that is why we don't have problem with people who are calling for political solution or whatever. They go ahead and call it. But those of us who are in this struggle, we focus on the pressure. And that was the area Mazi Simon was playing a role. Pressure. The lawyers have their own duty to do in the court, which they have been doing very well. The lawyers have been doing excellently well. They have won his case in 4 courts in Nigeria. Abia State Court, Enugu State Court, and the High Court. Won his case in Kenya. Arbitrary Committee of United Nations also delivered their own verdict to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release. So what else are you waiting for? The only thing that is remaining is that massive pressure that will turn the hand of the enemies to let him go. Many people continue to call for his release, and we will continue to do so. Because we believe that political problem requires political solution, not endless confrontation. And this is where international attention becomes very important. That is when you talk about this political solution. If you focus only in Nigeria policies and politicians, they are evil. So the hand of political solution extends internationally. That is why we must continue to mount this pressure. And this is why we are even speaking on the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa about international intervention. Because when you limit the issue on a political issue, you limit it to the states, they will never have a change. They will never have a change. You need an external pressure. The same way we need external pressure in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and we are getting external pressure, we need some external pressure against Finland on the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Because Finland did injustice to the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. The prosecutor of his case refused to admit any evidence against Nigerian government. We have thousands of evidence provided by Mazi Simon Ekpa and the one that we provided from ourselves. But the prosecutor refused to admit any. Instead, focus on a concocted evidence from Nigeria. Fake evidence. A country of particular concern. A country who their documents, even their passport, is not valued in so many countries of the world. Yet, they gave you a very critical information against your citizen and you took it. It is questionable. And that is why we are advocating for people to support the idea to get an international lawyer for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make sure that his case is made internationally, to put pressure and focus, to create intervention through their external affairs minister, through the United Nations, through the EU and the United States, to put pressure to respect the rights of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. Very, very important. And I thank you, that the group is doing that already. So all you need to do is to sort out the group. Their links are everywhere. Go and make your contribution to that lawyer to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku is properly represented the way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being represented today. Because in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I can bet you Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is properly represented. His lawyers are doing very well. International contacts are doing very well. Every people are rallying around. We need to do the same thing for the disciple. Government responds when the global community begins asking difficult questions. That is why it is important we keep this pressure. Throughout history, international pressure has played major role in resolving political conflict around the world. International pressure. Government respond when global community begins asking difficult questions, just like they are asking today. Just like they are asking today. And what prompts these questions we are hearing today is because of what we are doing online and offline. The Biafra people, we are on the front line. We don't keep silent. We don't allow their atrocities to hide. We expose even their false flag. And because of those pressure, we have people across the world doing their own. You see our sister in Canada doing his own part there. So other people doing their own part. That was like a Canadian court declared political parties in Nigeria as terrorist organizations. Nigeria, country of political concern. Recently, they have also been enlisted again in one of the terrorist countries you can ever think about. And all this attention was brought to them because of what we do and what we say. Because of it is not just saying a word, calculated and constructive information with facts. Fact-based information, not to come online and shout and attack your brother and sister, call people names. No, that's not what they're here for. Give facts and evidence and let them go and verify. Human rights organizations respond when citizens continue raising awareness peacefully. When you continue to raise awareness peacefully, the human rights organizations will respond. They will respond. That is why we must keep the pressure. No matter what happens, don't get tired. Keep the pressure, maintain it. Media institutions respond. When stories refuse to disappear, you see the reason is important. That is why every day I come online 2 times, 3 times, whether I'm tired or I will continue to keep my own part. It will not leak from my side. The weakness will not come from my end. Because when you continue to put those words forward, when you continue to create that image there, let me tell you, media institutions respond when stories refuse to disappear. You know, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa predicted at the time we come, when the global media will report our case without paying them. It happened. It happened at the time of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Every media house begin to report about Mazi Simon Ekpa. Some of them begin to send him interview, and he declined with most of them. Media houses begin to report because we refuse to allow our story disappear. That is why it is important to keep the memory of the Sit at Home alive. We must refuse to allow it disappear, because the more you continue to do that, media will not have any choice. Just like when Mazi Simon was here, at a point in time, even Nigerian media, everyone, the chief of army staff came online and he was crying and shouting, why did the media allow Mazi Simon to take over the media? Our prime minister took over the media. All the media houses were reporting without paying, without anything. They didn't pay a dime. But it is not like that today, because some of us have deviated. All we come to online to is to gossip. All we come online is to fight ourselves and destroy our own image by ourselves. So Nigerian government don't have any work to do anymore. They are not worried because we are busy doing the fight for them. This is why supporters, every one of us, continue saying, do not allow the memory to die. It is because of this we are shouting every day and saying we must not allow the memory of the civil disobedient Sit at Home to die. It must be in their face. Every Monday, write Sit at Home. Every Monday, write it, project it, and say it. Share it. It doesn't matter. Nobody is being forced. There are people who have the conviction from their heart that are still participating tomorrow, and they will continue to participate. It is about you. It's not even about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's about your safety and security. You see, today, Fulani has taken charge today. Fulani today are busy operating in our land without fear. It is no longer like the way it used to be. The kidnap have gotten to a different level. Every blessed day, they are upgrading. They are upgrading. They are not even afraid. They are upgrading, kidnapping innocent citizens and demanding for ransom. We are even lucky in Biafra that it has not gotten to that stage, but it is fast coming. It is fast coming. That mass kidnapping is fast coming. They have been able to conquer the north. They conquer the southwest. In southwest today, they kidnap in 3 schools in Oyo State. They have finished with Kwara. They enter Oyo State. Oyo State, 3 schools kidnapped. I'm going to play the video. You see where people are crying and confessing and asking for help from the government. People they kidnap. This is why we must not keep silent. We must continue to talk and speak to draw attention of the international communities. We must not allow the memory of the Sit at Home to die. Remember, when the Liberation Army was there, our broadcasts and our messages made these people afraid. They dare not cross. But today, the Fulani are conducting attacks everywhere. Look at where Imo State for 4 people. Futo, they went and conducted an attack there. We must not allow the memory to die. Because once people stop talking, the issue disappears from international focus. The moment we stop remembering this one day Sit at Home, the information will disappear in international focus. It will disappear from international focus. We must keep it in the front line. It must continue to trend. Every Monday, they must come see Monday Sit at Home when they come online to see. And they will know that, oh, these people are still sitting at home. Oh, these people are still observing the civil disobedience. Oh, these people are still asking for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, these people, they are still asking for self-determination. We must keep that memory alive. Any way you can keep that message going. Every one of us must not agree with it. If you don't agree with it, we don't have a problem with you. But those that agree, continue to keep it alive. It is a sacrifice that you have chosen. Do it and go ahead with it. Now, let us also address the issue surrounding our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku. Simon Ekpa Njoku remains one of the most controversial voices connected to the Biafran discussion today. I use the word controversial because of the way even some of us at Biafran misunderstand his message. But today, many of them have realized that he was on the right path. And I bet you, so many people are going to cry. In the near future, people are going to cry. If Mazi Simon Ekpa didn't join us August, in the near future, people are going to cry, and I know. They will cry. Already people, I'm getting calls, and already people are already sending message. Oh, they're in our village. Oh, they have taken over. Oh, tell the Liberation Army to come. Which Liberation Army? The one you sabotage? Which Liberation Army? The one you sabotage? Is that the one you're calling? Sorry to disappoint you. Mazi Simon Ekpa is a defender of movement and a voice. Continuing agitation after the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. After the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa became the powerhouse that kept the movement alive. And I ask people something. Don't you ask yourself, why is it that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not attacked by these disgruntled clowns that call themselves DOS? Why is it that they were not attacking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when Mazi Simon was there? Why? All their focus then were channeled on Mazi Simon Ekpa. And some of them will pretend and say, I love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I hate myself. Anybody that you say says that, know that that person is not fighting for Biafra. Any Biafran that tells you that he loves Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and hates Mazi Simon Ekpa is not serious. He's not in the struggle. This is the truth. The person is not in the struggle. They can continue to pretend, but just a question of just wait. In a short while, you will understand where they belong. All these people today that are attacking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, where did they start? They started with, oh, Mazi Simon Ekpa, he's not doing it well. He's too angry. Mazi Simon Ekpa, he's this, calling his name. That same name they called Mazi Simon Ekpa, and they were pushing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to join them. Hey, castigate him. Detach yourself from Mazi Simon Ekpa. He's this. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu never uttered a single word. He ignored them. And today, Mazi Simon Ekpa is in detention. And they have now seen an open gate to attack Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The same thing they were saying about Mazi Simon Ekpa before is what they are saying about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today. The same thing, the same accusation, the same propaganda is what they are launching to a man who is serving life sentence because of them. A man serving life sentence. The only thing a woman who claimed to be an Igbo woman leader will do is to come and begin to shred his family into pieces. Bring his wife on social media to blackmail him. Lie against him and continue to call him names. I really appreciate Joe Hamson in VOP for the kind of question he asked that woman. Those questions he gave to those women was very, very revealing. If you have not watched that video, please go back and watch that video. It's in my platform here. Go back and watch that video. I analyze it, and I'm going to try again and post the full video itself on this platform. Because that's once after watching that interview, you don't have to have a double thought on how to deal with that woman. The people that criticize Mazi Simon Ekpa, they say that he's escalating tension. That was the accusation the Nigerian government brought against him. They accuse him of escalating tension. And since Mazi Simon Ekpa was detained to today, has the tension in Nigeria reduced? A question. Has the tension reduced since they kidnapped Mazi Simon Ekpa? Since they succeeded using Finland authorities to take Mazi Simon Ekpa away from the picture, has the tension reduced? Has things become better? Governments and international observers have also expressed concern over rhetorics. to unrest and insecurity in the southeast. The same thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was being charged for. Go to the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It was what he said. They said he was instigating violence. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was educating his people. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was telling his people to defend themselves, protect themselves. That was the same message Mazi Simon Ekpa preached. And you and I know that self-defense is not a crime. Self-defense is supported by international law, supported by African Peoples and Human Rights Law, supported by Nigerian law itself. But I don't know why when things come to the case of the Biafran people, more especially the black race, a different standard is being applied. That even today, some people will come out and tell you that Mazi Simon Ekpa was instigating violence for asking his people to defend themselves. Why the double standard? Why the double standard? Simply because the only message Mazi Simon Ekpa had was to make sure that people are protected. Thousands and millions of Biafra have been murdered in cold blood with no protection, with nobody defending him. It came to a time in his own regime, he said, no, it's not going to happen. You must learn to defend yourself. It is your right. That is the only crime he committed. But regardless of all this opinion they have against Mazi Simon Ekpa, one important fact remains. No matter what you think about Mazi Simon Ekpa or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there is one important fact that remains. Every individual deserves fair legal treatment. Every individual regards fair legal treatment, evidence-based accusation, and due process under the law. Why is it that the Finland authorities did not follow due process in the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa? Why has Finland refused to follow due process in the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa? Because he's a black man. Because he's a Biafran. You refuse to admit his evidence against his accusers. The prosecutor refused to accept any evidence against his accusers. And who are his accusers? A terrorist government terrorizing its citizens. A government that we know, that a competent court in Canada have said that their ruling parties are terrorist organizations. A country we know that is recruiting terrorists into their military. A country that is recruiting terrorists into their police. A country that is negotiating with terrorists, paying them dues, and sending them abroad. And yet, Finland did not deem it fit to allow Mazi Simon Ekpa to present his evidence. The prosecutor blocked it. They abused his right simply because nobody was there to speak on his behalf. And we believe by August 5th, it will be a different ballgame. Coming August, it will definitely be a different ballgame because every individual deserves fair legal treatment, evidence-based accusation, and due process under the law. That is all we ask. We are not asking for pity. We are not asking for any clemency. We are asking for things to be done right. Let the rights of our Prime Minister be respected. In democratic society, allegations must be investigated properly. You don't just take information that we're given. Investigate allegation properly. That is what is done in democratic society. And innocence or guilty must be determined through lawful judicial process, not only through media. Not only through media, narrative, propaganda, and political pressure. Like in the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Most of the things they are accusing them is based on media narrative. Nigerian government used the media to create the narrative, push the propaganda, and then apply their political pressure on whoever they want to twist to their own side. And that is what they play every day. And this brings us to another major point of today's discussion. The issue of propaganda and blackmail. This issue of propaganda and blackmail is very, very, that is what is in the front line today. Today, as we speak, that is the case that's in the front line. Viewers across the world, every political struggle in history has experienced propaganda battles. Every political struggle in history has experienced propaganda battle. So our case is not different. Those in power use media. Opposition group use media. Government defends their position. Activists defend their movement. Narrative compete for public sympathy. That is politics everywhere in the world. And that is the state we are. This is why I get worried when I see my brothers and sisters that have bigger platform and they spend all the time engaging in saga, propaganda, and blackmailing each other. It is painful. It is heartbreaking. Because media is meant to be the instrument we use to confront this demon that is facing us. They have the conventional media. They have the international media on their side. All we have is the social media, thanks to Chukwu Okada. But most of us that have this social media platform, bigger platform, what do? Go to their platform. What do you see? What do you learn? Nothing. If somebody who is not a Biafran comes to your platform, what is he going to see? What information is he going to get out of it? Those of us that operate platform, do you ask yourself, when somebody comes to your platform and sit down to listen, I'm talking about somebody who is not a Biafran, what information is he going to extract? Is he going to go out in mind that these people are fighting each other? Oh, it is their problem. It is their own problem. Oh, his brother is a terrorist, his sister is a terrorist, and they're fighting each other. What information do you leave? Media is powerful, and the world is watching. For us to create a narrative that will bring sympathy to us, we must be disciplined in our reports. We must be constructive in our report. But the danger comes when propaganda replaces truth, when fear replaces dialogue, and when the entire population becomes stereotyped because of political disagreement. That is our case today. They use media against us. Nigerian government use media against the Biafran people. Propaganda have replaced the truth. Fear has replaced dialogue. So many Biafrans are even so afraid to even claim their identity. They are so afraid to identify themselves as Biafrans. The entire Biafrans have been stereotyped because we do not agree. They remain in slavery. Because we say that Nigeria must be decolonized, they want us dead. Many supporters of Biafra believe that the movement is often portrayed only through security lenses without enough attention, and which is true. Nobody's paying attention to the underlying political grievance and historical frustration driving the agitation. Nobody pays attention. It is all pushing the military, the security lenses against us at every slightest thing. Even as we speak, Nigerian government is conducting operation in Biafra land. In Biafra land, where we have never heard that the Liberation Army kidnapped anybody. We have never heard that any Biafran forces kidnap anybody and begin to demand for a ransom. We see videos where the Fulani terrorists kidnap people and they are asking for ransom every place. Even as I'm going to play one before we end. But Nigeria is not worried about that. Where they are busy is in Biafra land, where people are asking for their legitimate rights. That is where they deploy recruited terrorist members to go and take innocent life. And when we speak, they say, why do we say so? And when I say this, it's not just an accusation, it's a fact. The recruitment of the military is in the open. It's not hidden. They continue to deny it, but it's a fact. Telling us that they de-radicalize terrorists without any process. You de-radicalize the terrorists in 6 months. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It is sad. At the same time, many ordinary citizens in the Southeast simply want peace. All we want is peace, stability, development, safety, and economic opportunity. Is that not what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been asking for many years? Is that not what gave birth to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa? Nothing more. We are asking for responsible conversation. Responsible conversation are necessary. Very, very necessary. The future cannot be built only on anger. It must also include dialogue, accountability, truth, reconciliation, and peaceful engagement. But somehow, these ingredients are not found in Nigerian discussion. You can't get this ingredient in Nigerian discourse. There's no way you can get it. Dialogue. They prefer to dialogue with the terrorists. Accountability. No. Truth. You can't find truth anywhere. Reconciliation. You can't find that in Nigeria. They don't do it. Even in their month of remembrance, they are still threatening us. And by the way, a chieftain in Oduduwa chieftain is still threatening genocide against us. So how do you want to talk about reconciliation in this kind of situation? How do you want to engage peacefully when you are being threatened with genocide? My brothers and sisters, the issue of Christians concern also enter this conversation. The Christian genocide you are hearing about today everywhere has everything to do with the Biafran agitation. It has everything to do. You know, sometimes the West, they prefer to choose a language that suits them for their own interest. It is about interest. That is how the world operates. But the issue of Christian concerns also enter this conversation because many supporters believe attack against communities in part of Nigeria are not receiving enough international attention. The Christian side, the decimation of the loss of life, if not now that Donald Trump just begin to pay attention, and yet it is still ongoing. Nothing is done tangibly. People are still protecting their interest. Many Christians have lost their life, even in the northern part of Nigeria. Earlier on, it started with the Biafran people. All these attacks started with the Biafran people, but people didn't pay attention. Some people feel, oh, because they are not directly affected, they don't care. Even they joined the Janjaweed to take the life of Biafrans. But today is a different ballgame. It's a different ballgame. Today, the loss of life everybody have gotten their own share. It is no longer about the Igbos. Before, it used to be about Igbos. Since 1945, it used to be about the Igbos. And when the Igbos lose their life, everybody continue business as usual. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. It doesn't really concern anybody. As long as the people who are dying are Igbo people. These troublemakers. They see us as troublemakers. Who cares? Who cares? As long as it is an Igbo man. Injustice against Igbos is not injustice. Genocide against the Igbos is not genocide. They don't see that genocide. And that is why today you see the way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is treated. The same thing, Mazi Simon Ekpa, see how his case is handled. But Chukwu Okike Abia will definitely vindicate us. Nigeria is a diverse country. with millions of innocent Christians, Muslims, and traditional believers who simply want to live peacefully. This is a fact. Nigeria is a diverse country with millions of innocent Christians, Muslims, and traditional believers who simply want to live peacefully. The focus must always remain on justice, protection of lives, equal rights, and accountability for crime, regardless of who commits them. That is what is supposed to be the focus. But is that what it is? Is that what it is in Nigeria today? Of course not. Of course not. That is not what it is. The focus must always remain on justice, protection of lives, equal rights, accountability for crime, regardless of who commits them. But is that what it is in Nigeria today? The answer is no. No innocent citizen deserves violence. No community deserves fear. No child deserves to grow up in hatred. And this is why every struggle must remain rooted in humanity. Just like we the Biafrans. The struggle for Biafra is rooted in humanity. That's when you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu speak. If you do not listen to his program in a whole, you think he's a bigot. He's not a bigot. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, while in detention, paid for lawyers to free Muslims, to free traditional believers, to free Hausas, to free Fulanis in detention. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu paid for their freedom, got lawyers for them. So it is not about bigotry. He's not a bigot. My people, the world is changing rapidly. Information moves faster than ever before. Social media has become a battlefield of narrative, emotion, propaganda, and activism. Don't you ever forget that. One video can shape global opinion. One video can shape global opinion. You see why it is important? You mind what you say, what you write, what you text. One statement can create tension. You must be very careful. One campaign can influence international discussion. One single campaign can influence international discussion. You remember the Christian genocide in Nigeria? It was one input that changed the whole game. One person that spoke about it, the entire world began to key in. That is how powerful the social media is. That is why supporters of every movement must learn responsible discipline and wisdom in communication. This message, this part, mainly our Biafran broadcasters. Some of us don't know what we are doing. We don't even know what you're saying. We think that we are creating awareness, but we are destroying ourselves. When you on your camera, you write your title, all you are doing is to attack your own brother or your own sister. I'm not talking about people who come out to destroy, like the one they call Nega. Her mission is open. Her own mission is not hidden. A woman that will come out and tell that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is causing nuisance. That's a different issue. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the face of the struggle, it is on us to defend him at any point in time. And when such idiots come out, we trash them like the rag they are. Trash them and dump them like the tissue paper they are. And move on. Every one of us must learn responsible discipline and wisdom in our communication. We must learn what is called responsibility. We must learn what is called discipline. And we must have wisdom in our communication, in all our platforms, wherever we speak. People are watching. If the goal is justice, then methods must also reflect responsibility. As we are looking for justice, justice for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, justice for Mazi Simon Ekpa, justice for the Biafran people, our method must also reflect responsibility. If the goal is international sympathy, as we are seeking for international sympathy, then messages must avoid hate, violence, and threat. Did you hear that? If we want the world to sympathize with us, we must mind the way we deliver our message. We must avoid hate. We must avoid violence, and we must avoid threats. By that, you can win sympathy of the world. But when you engage in hate, engage in violence and threat, nobody's going to pay attention to you. Nobody will like to get involved with you. Just like we're talking about recognition. Nobody will recognize you on such level. If the goal is freedom, then human dignity must remain central. Human dignity must remain central every time we talk. Today, I want to encourage every supporter listening to me, every Biafran listening to me, wherever you are listening from, whether you are watching from any part of the world, do not lose your voice. But also, do not lose your humanity. Do not lose your voice. Also, do not lose your humanity. Continue peaceful advocacy. Continue lawful engagement. Continue raising awareness responsibly. Continue demanding justice through legal and democratic means. Very important. History respects disciplined movement. History remembers organized voice. Organized voices. History pays attention to persistence. But history also judges how struggle we are conducted. Don't ever forget that. That is why we must be very careful. History judges how struggle we are conducted. For the Nigerian government, many citizens continue demanding dialogue, fairness, accountability, political solution to long-standing tension. The request is always before the Zoological Republic government. I will know that they will not listen. To the youth listening today, wherever you are, and you are youth and you are listening to this program, do not allow frustration to consume your future. Don't allow frustration to consume your future, no matter what happens. Education matters. Economic empowerment matters. Community development matters. Mental strength matters. Matters so much. Protect your future while advocating for your belief responsibly. Protect your future while we are advocating for our future. And to every family affected by insecurity, fear, detention, violence, political conflict, may peace and healing come upon your homes. I know that many Biafrans in this month, as we remember our heroes, many Biafran families will be mourning. Many will be in tears. So many of us have a tragic story that is popping up in our mind today. So I use this opportunity as we are in this month of remembrance to every family affected by insecurity in Biafra land, caused by the federal government of Nigeria. To every family in Biafra land, or the entire zoo, affected by the insecurity created by the government, affected by fear, The fear of the unknown. You wake up in the morning, you're not sure you're going to see the next day. You go out, you're not sure you're going to come back. To every family affected by detention, many families have been detained. Parents are detained, mothers are detained. Some husband and wife are detained and their children are there. Biafrans, detained. Many of us Biafrans are facing violence everywhere, every day. Those who are affected by political conflict, I pray and I say, may peace and healing come upon your homes. My fellow Biafrans, I urge you to stay strong and prepare yourself for what is coming. The battle is just beginning. As in this program, as you are watching, so many things are happening. Nigeria is gone, and is irredeemable. If anybody tells you that it's going to be redeemed, that person is lying to you. And you must prepare yourself for what is coming. Because it is not going to get any better soon. And before we conclude, I'm going to share some videos for you to know how serious and how brave the terrorists have become in Nigeria. The people that were kidnapped in Oyo recently, 3 schools. Terrorists went to 3 schools, kidnapped the pupils and the teachers, and took some lives they want to take. And they are bold to send videos. Now they are asking for ransom. It is sad. It is very, very sad. Very sad. Let us share some videos and let's see what is happening. Let's see if we can find some videos of what transpired so that you can see for yourself. It's not only saying it, you will understand how serious the situation is in that zoological republic. You will understand how serious it is. A lot is going on, and it is not going to get better anytime soon. That is why
I am Mrs. Alamu, FR. I am the principal of Community High School.
a principal kidnapped.
In Orire local government of Oyo State. On Friday around 9:30, we were attacked by a certain group of people, and a good number of us were abducted, the staff and the students as well. And we have been here since Friday. I am making this video to ask for help from everyone, starting from the federal government of Nigeria and Oyo State government, Engineer Seyi Makinde, the Christian Association of Nigeria, and all well-meaning Nigerians, that they should come to our help and settle this thing peacefully so that our lives will not be lost. Thank you very much.
You can see the person I just spoke now is a principal among those who were kidnapped in Oyo State on last Friday. Last Friday, they kidnapped them, and the terrorist is making videos, sending out, demanding for ransom. You see the poor woman begging Christian Association, begging this and that and that and that, they should come and pay ransom. In a country that claims to have government. This is not the first, not the second, not the third, and will not be the last. Calling them to come and pay ransom so that they can be free. And you see that woman is a Christian. For her to be calling for Christian Association of Nigeria, she's a Christian. How long will people continue to live like this? A principal of a school, they kidnap all her students and teachers, and this is the principal speaking, begging. They are still in captivity. Since Friday, today is Monday. Today is Monday. They have released a video. Nobody, the government is doing nothing. They are so-called military that are busy in the southeast killing innocent people. They will not see this and they will do nothing. They will not do anything. They won't even see this video. That is how bad it is. And the most painful is that there is one I saw, a woman that has a child, a woman that was carrying a child, a woman with a little child was also abducted, and the woman was crying for help. Let's see if I can be able to find that. It is so sad. This is a country that we say we don't want to be part of. A place where there is.
I'm from Ibadan. I'm working at First Baptist Church Ogbomoso, Yawota area. Yesterday, the people of the young people came to our school, and we are being kidnapped, both the teachers and the children. We are all here. We need help from the federal government and the state government, both the church, First Baptist Church, Yawota, and the community. We need your help so that these people will release us. Please help us. Please help us. We need help from our president. We need help from our president. Tinubu, please help us. Our state government. Engineer Sheyi Makinde, please. And both the Nigerian Christians, please help us. Please help us. Oh. The children are here, they are crying so that we will not waste our life. Please help us. Oh. We need your help. Help us. Oh. Don't neglect us. Oh.
Imagine the poor woman crying with a small baby, a little child tied in her back. The terrorists kidnapped her and her small baby. In Oyo State. Oyo State is in Yoruba land, and the president of Nigeria is a Yoruba man. He can't do anything. Since Friday, they kidnapped a woman with a baby. Look at the baby at the back. The woman is crying. When we say that politics and election cannot solve Nigerian problems, some idiots will come and begin to talk about voting P2B and whatever. If P2B becomes president tomorrow, I bet you that Biafra land will become the most terrorized place. If P2B becomes president, Biafra land will become the most terrorized place in Nigeria. That is the condition. And P2B doesn't care. P2B doesn't care. All he wants to be the president. And he knows if he becomes the president, Biafra will become the most terrorized area. When the late Muhammad Buhari was there, his brothers were the most terrorist. Katsina State was the headquarters of the ISIS. Today, Tinubu is there. Kwara State is completely taken over. Now they entered Oyo. And he can't do anything. And so idiots will still come online and they are talking about election. You are politicking when your citizens in a country where children will be kidnapped by the terrorists, babies will be kidnapped, not babies kidnapped by terrorists. And the terrorists will make a video and send for the government to come and pay ransom. The military will not be outraged. The country will continue to move on. If you still go to their media, you see them talking about go to their media network. They are still talking about politics. Go to their media network. They are talking about idiots. Talking about Atiku Abubakar. Talking about Obi. Talking about the drug baron. But look at innocent citizens in the hand of the terrorists. The only remedy to this salvage, to this monster, the only remedy is Biafra. Once Biafra leaves, the Oduduwa people can defend themselves. And I don't know what the one that called himself Sunday Igboho will be feeling. I don't know how Sunday Igboho will feel when Sunday Igboho see that his own state is being rampaged and taken over. Little children are kidnapped in Oyo State. I hope Sunday Igboho will see this video. Children are kidnapped, and you are joining politics. You are joining politics when children are kidnapped in your state. You should be ashamed of yourself. But of course, Nigerians have lost shame. Shame have died in our dictionary for a very long time. We no longer care. No empathy anyway. People are doing what they want to do. They don't give a damn about what happens to you or where you go or what happens. It is sad. Very, very sad. The only remedy remains the disintegration of the contraption called Nigeria. If you don't disintegrate Nigeria, we send everybody to their early grave. It is not a cause. It is something. It is something that will happen if nothing is done. This is something that will happen if nothing is done. If you like, take it for a joke. In a country that is no longer habitable for a human being, a country where the people that are supposed to protect you are criminals, the people that are supposed to protect you are the ones taking your life, and you still want to be part of that country. Let us listen to this one. There's another video I want to share. You see what the Nigerian forces are doing. The people that are supposed to protect you, let me show you what they are doing. The people who claim to be your protectors, your police and your army, they are the ones extorting you. They even involve in the kidnap. They involve in the kidnap. And you call this a country? You still call it a country? Sorry.
Are policemen who have been arrested because they were caught stealing, extorting, kidnapping, conspiring against their fellow Nigerians. The Rivers State Police Command arrested them. 8 of them, inspectors. 8 inspectors. Some of them are from...
In Rivers State, 8 inspectors were arrested for involving in kidnapping, involving in extortion, involving in killing. In Rivers State, 8 inspectors. People that are supposed to protect you in a country. Sorry.
These guys behind me are policemen who have been arrested because they were caught stealing, extorting, kidnapping, conspiring against their fellow Nigerians. The Rivers State Police Command arrested them. 8 of them, inspectors. 8 inspectors. Some of them are from this command, the Rivers Police Command. The other ones are from Zone 16 Bielsa. So they come from Bielsa, operate in Rivers State, extort money from people, and escape. Now, the first bureau just finished his briefing now. What did he say? He said they have recovered about 7.8 million naira from these men. So their mode of operation, they use keke bus, which is banned by the Inspector General of Police. They go after people, open their phones, transfer money from your bank app to their own accounts, and all these things are not good. So thankfully, the Rivers Police Command is doing a lot about this.
That is the zoo for you. This is a country that you think is going to work for you. And these things are, when we say evidence why we are saying what we are saying, this is why we, the Biafrans, do not want to be part of this nonsense. You cannot resolve this problem until you disintegrate the structure that was put in place, because this police was given to you by the British. They call it police force. Force, that was what they give, police force. They will force you. Their duty is to enforce and enslave you, make you be subdued. That is why the British gave it to you. Remember, that was why they created your so-called Nigeria, for control. Nigeria was created to control you, to control me, and then take our resources. And they gave you police force. And today you see the way they behave, and you think that they will change. They are not going to change for as long as they are still working under that name, Nigeria. They will never change. They will never change. They were created to enforce, to enslave. That was what the British gave you, police force. And look at them, arrested for extortion, for killing, for kidnapping, for different kinds of crime. 8 inspectors, not just ordinary recruits. Do you know how many people they have trained and more who are somewhere else? Oh, God help you. God help you. Let us go to see, there's another report that is come from Enugu State, and I feel that that report is something that needs to be had. Let us see the report that is coming from Enugu State, how also some damages are done in that side, and people are not paying attention. All these things will end. All these things will end when Biafra becomes a sovereign state. All this will end once and for all. But as long as we continue to be under the zoo, nothing is going to change. The case will become worse every day.
Because in here maybe as na okay ya nara no no ewu amu na oburi ebe anyị nọ na abụ na ugwu onye ama na Enugu steeti video yiro ihe bụ Onitsha expressway n'ugwu onye ama ka anyị nọ ihe mere ebe a yesterday n'abalị bụ ihe na-agba anya mmiri and ihe mere bụ ihe na-emebu n'ugwu onye ama mgbe na-achụ Enugu steeti anyị ewezikwara ndị road safety na Enugu steeti. His Excellency Governor Peter Mba biko achọrọ m ka ịjụọ ndị road safety ajụjụ ọnụ nwere a safety measure a ga-ewepụta n'ụzọ a ka ihe na-eme n'ụzọ a kwụsị. Ọnụ nwere a safety measure ndị road safety ga-ewepụtara anyị n'ụzọ a ka ọ nwee ike kwụsị n'ụzọ a. Asị ka agụwa ndị mama nwugolu n'ụzọ a, ka agụwa ndị papa nwugolu n'ụzọ a, ka agụwa ụmụaka nwugolu n'ụzọ a, ndị dị ime nwugolu n'ụzọ a, ka agụwa ụmụ okorobịa nwugolu n'ụzọ a ma ngụta ya ọnụ. Biko ana m arịọ gọọmenti na-enu tanka unu na-afụ na collapse yesterday n'abalị. The level of ndị mmadụ nwụrụ ebe a, more than 30-something to 50 people nwụrụ ebe a yesterday n'abalị. Agazie na mortuary, asị na mortuary nke ejugo, eburu gawa ọzọ. Ụfọdụ ndị mmadụ atọnugo to ashes. Ebe a mụ na ụzọ doro ụkwụ na unu bụ ebe edowechara ozu n'abalị yesterday. Kedu ihe a ga-eme ka ihe a kwụsị biko nu? Ana m akpọkwa the Bishop of Enugu Diocese, His Lordship Onaga, biko wepụta a particular Sunday ka ndị Catholic Church na Enugu steeti niile kwuo mass maka ugwu onye ama. Na ọ bụrụ mgbe bugbuo ọ na-abụ ihe na-etu eme abịa ka ahụ ka ebe ihe ahụ na-eme ka ọbara ndị nwụrụ anwụ wee zuo ike jụọ oyi maka na ihe banyere ihe mmụọ abụrụkwana ihe anyị nwa dị ndụ na-akọwawu. Eji m anya mmiri ekwu okwu a ichewene ka o mekute gị as a governor, ichewene ka o mekute gị as a senator or House of Reps. Ama m na o nwere ihe nwere ike ime, ama m na o nwere ihe nwere ike ime ka ihe na-eme n'ugwu ya ma akwụsị. Adịghị ekwuzi okwu na ụzọ adịrọ mma, gosi ụzọ. Ụzọ dị mma mana ụzọ ugwu ya ma dị sloppy. Ọ bụrụgodị na off your engine, si ka ị roluo from 9th mile gbadata New Market, you cannot be able to control your brake because the road is so sloppy. Ihe anyị need physically bụ ka road safety ndị na-afụ maka Enugu State biko wepụta a safety measure that will secure the lives of the people. We have lost great men here, we have lost great women. Our students, we have lost a lot of people. Before when we lost my neighbor last 2 years, I chose here for 3 good days before we were able to see his corpse. On a daily basis, ndị traditionalists anyị nwere biko ọ bụ na o nwere aja a ga-achụ bịa nụchụọ ya. Ndị omenani na-eme, ndị ụka na-eme. O nwere ndị nwụrụ ebe ha na-akwara akwa, ndị be ha na-afụbeghị ozu ha. Ụdị mkpụrụ obi ha na-ezu ike. Onye daa mmụọ ya chụọ bụ onye ọzọ a ga-akwatu. Biko ana m arịọ ebe anyị zodoro ụkwụ dị ọkụ. Ana ugwu onye ma dị ọkụ, ọ dị so hot. Ọ dị so bụgidego m n'obi nke nji bụrụ mmadụ. Instead of the capacity, Nanka reach my young game, but the capacity, and this is all I can do. Please, with all due respect, for the sake of our life, for the sake of the life of our families, our brothers and sisters, because let us do something about this. I know a better more and a better Nasim Burop in Dinina Ugonu Boyama, Kahazurika and Dopa, Kuboyama, Buraba Madugana, Barajoy. Because Kunu against in a video, Ababunino to Savidia, Kunu against in this video, Oga Dirunama, Uraman Fum, Beredenko Baluzo. Ebabunino na share this video, Iman weekend. Esunu no yama nwa wike oga diru nu na masi na you come Mirianu oba ufufu biko kaini na team onu up kamari emel na ndu ana atufu bukwa nu ndu mmadu oga diru.
You have heard the information that came. It is a very important and very touching issue about that Ugbo Nyama. You see, these are one of those things that can't happen if we have a very sensible government, we have a sensible people, have Biafra in effect. At least you have to do what you have to do physically before you begin to talk about the spiritual aspect. We know that there are spiritual aspects of everything. But in this case, this is just one among all the careless places people are losing their life. How dangerous it is for somebody, how easy it is for somebody to lose his life in Nigeria. Very easy. That when you wake up in the morning, you leave your home. That you go out and come back is a miracle. When you go to bed and sleep at night as a healthy person, you're not even sure you're going to wake up the next morning. Every single thing existing in that contraption called Nigeria is against you. The road is against you. The food is against you. The government is against you. Individuals are against each other. It is so bad. It is so bad. And the only remedy remains disintegration of that contraption called Nigeria. Remove that force, that cage that they used to cage people, remove it and let people be free. Let the people that want their caliphate have their caliphate in the north. Those that want a monarchical system should have it. Those that want to have a secular system should have it. Every region should be on their own according to value system. Then and only then, people can protect themselves. People can live like humans, not animals. People can work based on collective interests. Today, there is no single interest that Nigeria is pursuing. It doesn't exist. There is no interest you say that this is Nigeria people's interest. It doesn't exist anywhere. The North have their own interests. The Southwest have their interests. The Southeast have their interests. The Middle Belt have their interests. While what is the world waiting for? To allow people to go their separate ways and have a meaningful life. Is it better we continue to destroy ourselves? Is it better we continue to lose innocent life every day? Where is the love for humanity? The world preach for us about humanity every day, preach about human rights, preach about, but when it comes to Africans, more especially Biafran people, nobody pays attention. Human rights no longer works. Genocide is no longer genocide. Human rights abuse is no longer human rights abuse, as long as it involves the Biafran people. Why the double standard? That is why we will not stop talking. We will not stop speaking, because we believe a day will come when that one voice will rise. The same way a voice spoke about the Christian genocide and it became the topic of the day. A day will come when the contraption called Nigeria will be called the actual name it is and be dropped into the dustbin where it belongs. Wherever you are watching this program, I urge you to be strong, no matter how difficult it is. Do not be distracted. As we gradually conclude this very broadcast this afternoon, hopefully I might come back again. Remember this: wherever you are watching this program from, I want you to remember this. Movements survive through memory. We must keep memories alive as we are going to enter into the memory of the lost heroes on the 30th. We have already started in this platform since this month, talking about things that happens and going back to memories and all that. And that is why we keep the memory of the sit at home, Monday sit at home alive. Movements survive through memory. Nations survive through justice. Peace survive through dialogue. And humanity survive when people refuse to dehumanize one another. Whatever side people stand on politically, whatever thing you believe, whatever idea, whatever group you call yourself, whatever identity, however you identify yourself, whatever side people stand on politically, every human being deserves dignity, lawful treatment, and the opportunity of peaceful expression. I urge every one of you to keep your voice alive. Keep peaceful awareness alive. Keep demanding justice peacefully. Keep believing that dialogue is stronger than destruction. If this message speaks to you today, share this live stream everywhere. Don't keep it to yourself. If you have not yet shared, share it, let it go viral. If this message speaks to you, drop your thought respectfully on the comment section. Please drop your thought. Either you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, wherever you're watching, drop your comment. Make sure you add your own voice. Tell us where you are watching us from. Very important, so that the world can know that it is not only those of us in a certain area that are speaking. So that the world will know that it is not just me, myself, and people of Biafra, or people in Biafra land talking. So it should not be that it is me and my own colleagues speaking. So drop your comment on the comment section. Possibly tell us where you are watching from, so that the world can know that we are connected and we are united in purpose. And that is why we gather. And continue to pray for peace wherever you are. Pray for justice. Pray for wisdom. And healing for all affected communities. You see people still in captivity and they are crying out. Pray for their families. There are many that have get to that level and they didn't come back. Some even after paying ransom, they didn't come back. Pray for healing for all affected communities. Thank you all for joining me on this program today. I appreciate everyone that has participated in one way or the other on this program. And I say, may Chukwu continue to guide and protect every one of us. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafran shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our Prime Minister, Mazi Ekpa Njoku, shall prosper. Wherever you are watching from, please continue to like and share. Thank you so much for being part of this program. And I will see you again in the evening on the other platform by the special guest of program. Thank you so much and stay safe. Goodbye, everybody.
The very oldest language on the face of this earth. Chico Ikabia Mapuni, Chineke, and Son of the Wena Isala, Nina Goza Hansoya, Nana Jama, and Yana Faros, Obanana, all the then saw
But you know what? They would like you to believe that Simon Ekpa is the cause of it. No. I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out, which is not. I have come. Look what you do. After I am done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what happens in 5 years to come. Thank you.
Show me where he says